it's not. Okay. You're one. Hi, guys. I'll be right there. Thank you. I'll be right there. Whoops. I want you to be able to see my little cute little tree. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Sorry, I was running a few minutes late tonight. I am not used to 7:30. I'm used to 7:30, not 7 o'clock. So it was like, oh no. Well, happy holidays. Hi, Bonnie. It is so good to see all of you. I've got a few little fun things to work on. You can kind of work on things you're trying to get ready, and I'll try to finish up my things. So mm, I got some cranberry juice in my water as my Christmas surprise drink. And I hope you've got something good like hot cocoa or a little glass of wine or coffee, whatever makes you happy. So it is so good to see you. We don't have, we aren't going to work on the art quilt stuff because I haven't even thought about it. And we're not going to work on the Christmas wreath quilt because I haven't even worked on it. But I thought, what am I going to do tonight? I said, well, why don't you take down some of the things that you're in a panic to finish? So I think that's what we're going to work on tonight. And I hope that's okay with you because if not, sorry. That's all I've got to offer you. And but I just wanted to spend time with you and especially before the holidays. So, let me see all who's here. And Lisa, you were the first person here. Polly's here. Hi, Miss Bonnie. Marsha, hi, sweetheart. It is so good to see y'all. That, oh, and I'm so glad. I love when I see y'all chatting. Oh, you have a ride getting here to take you to Walmart. Go for it. Oh my gosh, you've made 4 batches of eggnog. You know what, Bonnie? I haven't made eggnog in ages. I admire you for making that. Good for you. So I figured tonight, let's just have fun together. Let's not worry about anything specific. Oh, okay, sweetie. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we'll be here till about 9 unless everybody gets bored and says, we want to go. But I figured let's just have some fun together, okay? And let me see. Oh, so Joanne's just wanted to let me know they've got my order ready. I saw the prettiest little glass pillar candle stands and they were marked way down because it's almost Christmas. And so I thought, I want to get them because I made some really pretty candles with y'all before. And one of them had the little peppermints out of polymer clay. And then this one, this one was kind of a fail. It's got little Christmas greenery on it, but I had to put too much wax to keep it on there. But then there's one that I painted to look like birch bark. That came out really well. And then there was maybe one covered in burlap. Yes. So I saw these glass candy cane looking things, and oh, I wanted them so badly. And it said that they had 3 in the store. Put in my order, came back. I only wanted 2. It came back. Nope, sorry, we don't have them. So I went online to see what they did have, and they had some clear ones that were pretty cheap. So I got those. Here is the necklace I made a year or 2 ago with the little fake peppermint glass beads, and then a wonderfully inexpensive jingle bell necklace. So I'm feeling I I am feeling eggnog. Oh, homemade eggnog is amazing. It is so, so good. I've made it a couple times, but as Bonnie will tell you, it takes a lot of good ingredients and it's very rich. So you don't want too much unless you put enough rum in it, and then you'll want plenty. But Walmart eggnog, that's the only way I've gone for the last couple years because I admire Bonnie is a good cook. She loves cooking all kinds of things. Me, I'm I'm getting less rambunctious with age, but my lasagna, I don't know if I told y'all, I ended up making a bunch of lasagna to pack away, and I took it over to see my daughter. My daughter Katie came down to spend a couple days with her sister down about half an hour south of me, which is real close. That's considered, close enough. And so I went over there and we had such a good time. I love hearing my girls giggle. And so let me grab, we made gingerbread houses and we had our lasagna and we sat on my daughter's new couches, which were lovely. And here is my gingerbread. Now, I must say, I I gave one, this was supposed to be a miniature village. I started getting tired of this. So I snuck one of the houses over to one of my daughters and I didn't quite finish. And I guess that's a little ice skating rink in the middle with a whole bunch of bright colors. So I don't know, but this was just a little kit that we made when we were there. And oh my gosh, I will get the pictures off my phone from the ones the girls made. But and then I've got this cute little tree back here. Whoops, don't knock the tree over, Deb. And I've got this cute little tree, and I did some renovating on it because the poor little thing, you get them out of the box the next year and they're all smashed. But let me see if I turn off this light. Well, no, there's a light right above it. I know what I can do. I will zoom in so you can see the little tiny tree. It's got its lights on. So, because I wanted to have Christmas with y'all. And since I can't invite each of you here to my house, I can try to bring a little Christmas to you. So it is so good to see you. So, oh, I got to set back up my toilet paper Santa and toilet paper snowman. They belong in the little village. But this week I've been pretty busy trying to get things done, get ready for the holidays. And so I thought, okay, what am I going to do with y'all tonight? Well, I told y'all, especially, I'm trying to get a cold. I'm sorry I didn't come on Sunday. My arthritis was killing me. There was a quite a good storm that swept up through the East Coast, and the barometric pressure must have gone bonkers because I woke up that morning. Mark came in the room and I said, I hurt everywhere. Every joint hurts. My hands hurt. And I have that pretty bad arthritis. And this poor finger, it's look at that. It's like twice as big as it should be. You can tell the difference. And so I just start aching and aching. And so I thought, I don't feel like getting out of my nightgown. And I ended up just sitting on the couch all day. And since I had already made the lasagna and we had leftover lasagna, I didn't have to cook or anything. Mark got all that ready. So it was really nice. So I have not been doing show stuff. I apologize, but I just haven't done it. And in fact, I've got to finish my daughter in law's swirly tree. In fact, I realized I talked to my daughter too, and I said, "Did you ever get your swirly tree?" She said, "I gave it back to you to finish." I found it. I've got to finish it. So I'm running behind as usual, but I hope you won't mind if we don't do a show Sunday because that's Christmas Eve. So knowing that I've got certain things to finish, I'll be real busy Christmas Eve. I'm sure you will be too. Although you're probably a lot smarter than I am and got your stuff done a lot sooner. Here is my Christmas stocking that I started making last year. And I thought, well, I'll work on this while we sit and talk. And I just got some white satin. I quilted it. I put little pearls in each of the quilted diamonds. I put a nice big white bell on it. And now I have to put something around the top of it. So I don't know if I have the right pieces. Yes, here are the two pieces that I'm going to put the cuff on it. So I might work on this tonight while we're talking. You got a box in the mail. It had a bunch of stuff in it. It's in its own box. Think craft or tackle box. Oh my gosh, how nice is that, Bonnie? I love that. Aw, that is so nice. So, but I'm hoping to finish my stocking and I brought it down in case I've got to make sure I'm in the mood to work with satin because satin is tricky, you know that. But anyway, hmm, this is not the one I was thinking about. Don't forget, yes, in the new, this is the one. I just left a part on there I didn't know. We're going to start, we're going to get back to our art quilt um, and finish that house design. I talked to Rebecca. Her husband's been ill, so she's not able to work on that house quilt yet. So I said, okay, then we might just hold that off and but we will get back to our house quilt because I'm starting to get excited about it. If we do a good job, it could be an heirloom for those of us who, especially if you're making an art quilt of a house that meant something to you, whether from your childhood or the one you're in now. So we'll get back to that in the new year. And I don't have a calendar handy. I have a calendar up here, but it was given to me by a former sister-in-law, and the picture that is up for that month is my son and I dancing at his wedding. So it says May 2019. I am not going to move that. I love that photo. But anyway, the first Thursday in January. So I think it's probably going to be like January 4th. That's when we'll start back up with our Art Quilt Thursdays and we'll work on the house quilt. And if some of you are wondering where your Miss Jody is, she's I feel so bad for her. She's having a lot of struggles with jobs and laying off and getting a new one and all of this. Her company has lost its mind and but she's now working a second job for right now. So be thinking about her. She's working hard to try to make sure she has her ducks in a row and stays covered with insurance, that kind of thing. So send her a lot of love and thoughts. And if you don't see Jody, just understand she is very busy right now. But I want 2024. If you want to help put good thoughts out there with me, I want 2024 to be so good for Miss Jody because she deserves it. Her and Terry are wonderful people who work very hard and they deserve it. So, but then in the new year, we also have our UFO challenge. So try to take a little bit of time. Maybe we'll start a week after the first because I haven't even begun to prepare for this. Just get the get the project in your mind that you want to work on 12 UFOs, which is unfinished object. Get them either in your mind or put them in a box or a bag and number them 1 to 12. And this is important. Number them because I'm going to each month, I'm going to pull a number out of a hat 1 to 12, and that's the one we're going to work on that month. And that kind of adds a little bit more fun to it, and more interest to it. So just be ready, and we'll probably let's talk about it again then that January 10th. I think that's a Sunday. And that's when I'll say, okay, here's going to be the month for number one. We'll have 12 months. And thank you to Joni for thinking of this for all of us. Okay. The first, oh, thank you, Bonnie. So on January 4th, we'll start back with our Art Quilt Thursday and we'll work on our home portrait because someone wrote and said, I'd like to do a landscape quilt with my home in it. Can you help me? And I said, sure, we'll do it as our next project. Then I do believe that if that's the fourth, then the fifth, sixth, seventh, the seventh, I think I said the 10th. I didn't know because the fifth, sixth, seventh. I think the seventh is the first Sunday in January. And that's when we'll start doing our UFO challenge. Now, I mention these things for fun, and if you want to participate, but you don't have to. You may be busy up to here and are fed up with, you don't want to sign up for anything new. Oh, the seventh is thank goodness Bonnie is keeps me straight. So it is the 7th of January. That'll be the Sunday show that we normally do at 3 p.m. And that's when we'll have at least the ideas of which quilts you want to finish written down with a number beside them. And that way, when I call the number, we all get to see. Now, if you've already started working on it, but you haven't finished it, if lately you've started working on it, put it in the list. That's fine. I'm going to put my embroidery that we learned with Alex Anderson, and I'm going to put my neutral blooms that I've been working on. That's going to be 2 of my 12. So, but this is just going to be a little incentive to get some of these things done. And then maybe if we do such a good job, we'll pick out a fun project to celebrate with. So we'll do something new and wacky. I don't know. So it'll be starting. Let me write on this list these dates so I don't forget. So art quilt start January 4th, and then UFO is January 7th. And believe it or not, we've got to get used to writing the year 2024. I remember being in high school when a teacher said, early high school, when a teacher said, I have a test for you. How old will you be on the year 2000? And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so old. because our high school started in 8th grade. So this was like late 60s. And how old will you be in the year 2000? And when I figured out that I was going to be 44, I thought, that's old. And now I'm thinking, "Ugh, that's so 23 years ago," but it's almost 24 years ago. So, but as they say, every day you wake up on the right side of the dirt, it's a good day. So it sure is. All right. So the wreath wall hanging, I've got to add more fabric and batting to it because I undersized it. I don't know what I was thinking. So, and if anybody else comes in, give me a holler so I can say hi to them. But anyway, so it's hanging up there, but it's only two-thirds done. And I grabbed the fabric to bring it down and forgot to bring down the batting. I keep my rolls of batting upstairs. So, oh, wouldn't that be good? Because we're going to have a prize, a gift certificate to an online quilt store or something. And wouldn't that be good? Because then it adds up. If you want to finish more than one, good for you, and it'll add another point to your total. Because as you finish them, you get a point, and whoever has the most points at the end of the year wins the gift certificate. So, yay, yay. All right. Now, today, while we're spending this time together, feel free to chat with me. Station called. He's on his oh, Shalom called. Okay. We'll see you in a bit, Miss Bonnie, and tell Shalom hi for us. And he's an awful good sweetheart. Thank you to Walmart. That's wonderful. Hi, Betty. You're never late here. We're always happy to see you. Okay, so today I thought I would show you one thing is my daughter Becky's scarf progress. The other thing is I'm going to do a little show you how I used air dry clay and how I cut it and make ornaments out of it. I was going to show you how to do snow globe progress, but I haven't started it. So I have gotten all of my ornaments done. And I don't remember if I ended up finally showing them to you. So if I haven't, I will just have to show you the next time we get together. So, whew, sorry. I'm not supposed to be tired. But my snow globe progress, I don't know about if y'all ever do this, but I sit on the couch and whatever project I really want to work on, I put right beside me. It's been sitting beside me on the couch for 3 days, and I haven't started it yet. But one thing I did, I told Mark I needed to straighten up some more on my crafts because my craft supplies and projects tend to spread. I don't know what it is. When I'm sleeping, I wake up next morning, there's craft stuff all over. So I started cleaning a few things up. And when I did, I found the rest of the cardstock that I had cut to make these wonderful stars with. And if you weren't here to see these stars being made, just check back a few weeks and you'll see where I made these. So I thought, let me finish getting these made. So you'll be ancient New Year's Eve. How old is our Marcia? She's perfect age. Hi, Cheryl. No, we're here till probably 9 o'clock. So I cheated you out of a show by being all arthritic and I thought I would make it up. So, okay, I got to show you something cute. This is a paper mache ornament. And if you've ever wondered what's underneath the brown paper, one time I accidentally ripped some of the brown paper off trying to get some hot glue off. It's a plastic ball underneath this. Because I wondered, how do they make the paper mache so perfect? That was a plastic ball. Well, I think this is right pretty. I think it's really cute. And I'll put a big red bow on it and some greenery. And what this was junk mail I had gotten, um, wanting money. And these were on the outside envelope. And I thought they're so pretty. I hate to throw them away. So I cut them all out of the outside envelope and started glue. I know, Cheryl, anymore. I tell you, right here before the holiday, I was snoring last night. I slept so hard. Been staying so busy, but anyway, so I cut all these little flowers and these little berries out of that junk envelope and glued it to the paper mache ball. First, I painted the paper mache ball white, and then glued the the little cuttings of the envelope. Well, sadly, it only covered barely just over half. I happened to get that same mailer second time. I was so happy. And I cut those out, and now it has completed the ball. So I may do a little hand painting where some of the designs kind of, that was the edge of the envelope. So I may do a little bit of hand painting, but I've glued them on here. I put one coat of my triple thick sealer, Deco Art triple thick sealer. And once I put a sprig, a pine cone, some bells, some fake little sprigs of pine and a big red bow, I think that's going to be charming. And I already had the paper mache egg. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. She's going to be in assisted living on Saturday. Good. So she'll be a little bit settled by Christmas. And how is she handling the move, hon? Because that's gotta be hard. But that has got to be hard. You've been very busy with all this. So I will, after Christmas, I'll show you this once I've finished decorating it. Okay. So now I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the scraps from my cardstock. Diana, how good to see you, sweetie. I'm looking at the scraps of my cardstock. Well, guess what they turned into? And not just those, but look at these. So now I've got three sizes of these wonderful stars. So I think the first thing I'm going to do tonight is paint them. And then after I paint them, I'll clean that up and then we'll do some air dry clay ornaments. And I'm going to show you how good the Martha Stewart ones work on the air dry clay. And here they are. They're little, but then they've got a plunger on the back, which when you do that, it imprints the design. It makes them so cute. So I'll show you that. You know what? I forgot to bring down the little stamps that I normally use. Sorry about that, but my brain is mush, total mush. But I have been busy decorating the house, getting everything organized for the big day. And I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Cheryl. And it is I give you so much respect, Cheryl. Taking care of a relative who's ill is a big emotional burden. It's hard and you love them and you do the best you can. And you've been making cookies for 2 days. Oh, honey, that sounds wonderful. Oh, I love that. Well, tomorrow I'm going in for my 3-year cancer recheck. And hopefully, if this one turns out as good, then I only have to go once a year from now on. And that will be so wonderful. So I made sure that when I made Christmas ornaments that I made plenty because I like to take a little bag of the ornaments. And everybody who is kind or thoughtful when I go to that hospital and deal with all of that confusion, that I can give them a little piece of Christmas to thank them for all that they do to help people like me. So that is so I know what you mean, Diana, about oh, yeah, arthritis is tough, isn't it? I have been wearing my gloves even when I went off to the store the other day. I had my dark gray compression gloves on, anything I can do. Yay! Way to go, Marcia. I think that is wonderful. You're only 2 years ahead of me, girlfriend, or a year and a half, really. So, oh, thank you, Cheryl. And I have every reason to believe that I'm in good shape. And then I can just once a year. That's one of the nerve-wracking things after you have cancer is having the checks. But as my doctor told me, and he was right, he said, but you, unlike the average person, know you're cancer free after you've been here. So, the one thing I'm not looking forward to is they're doing a massive construction site on that hospital site. Parking is at a premium. You have to walk forever, but they do have some golf carts. So I might play the old lady card and take a golf cart because they'll send golf carts around to give people rides back up to the door. And that's awfully nice of them. All right. So come over here when you want me to see some chatting you're doing or question or comment, put it in all caps. That way I can see it good. And okay, so here we go. And I've got one of my two silicone sheets. Whoops. It would help if I pointed you here. But I had two 3 foot tall or 3.5 foot tall trees, artificial trees that go outside my front door. I reconditioned those. And I think that's part of what really did my hands in. I was cutting off the old lights and putting in new light. And because you know me, I'm too cheap to go spending big money. So now what I did is I love these metallic shuttle art because I got them off of Amazon, and these are the shuttle art metallic paints, and they are gorgeous. Some of them have an inner seal, which is nice because I want them to last as long as possible. So here are some of the colors that I thought. These are two types of gold. One is darker than the other. This one's kind of a more yellowy gold. So I brought two of the gold, and I've got silver, and I have a pink and a burgundy and two blues, a lighter and a darker, and an aqua green, which would look right pretty. So now I think I'm going to start with the baby ones. And I want to make sure I move this white satin ornament far out of the way because if I know myself well enough, and I do, I will get paint on it. So, all right, I just wanted something plastic to put oops, let me see. Let me grab a paint tray so that I don't make a big mess. Um, 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 um. Okay. I'm learning to have a tool for every project. So, okay. These little ones. I'm trying to think of what color. I think I want some blue ones. And this I have found. How do you get these little sealers out of here? A lot of times it helps to take a pair of scissors to get them started, prying them out. you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to shake them. But let me bring y'all down close by here. All right. One time, this reminds me, I double checked after I shook it to make sure the top was on. I'll never forget one time picked up a gallon of paint. I was staining the deck and I thought, oh, we got to shake it. Well, I didn't know that the top had been loosened. So paint kind of went everywhere. And I thought, yep, that's Deb. That is Deb. So now I've got my paper towels here. All right, I'm going to pour some blue. All right. All right. And you got to be careful when you go to put these little stoppers in because they'll kind of make the paint kind of spit out and you don't know where it's going to go. Let me clean this up. All right. So, anything else going on? What have you got planned? Hi, Miss Mary, hon. Oh, would you come and finish my lights on the tree? I've been doing so much. I made wreaths for the front of the house. So, Miss Mary has beat me to putting lights up. That's wonderful, hon. Okay. That's a very good thing to be doing. Good for you. All right. Now this one just has a little hole in the top, so I can get that blue out very easily. But I'm starting to get excited. When I think about Christmas and these holidays, I think about my grandsons. And I'm very, those little ones that there's so much magic in Christmas when it comes to the itty bitties. And so I'm excited to see them for Christmas. Oh, you know what? I should read The Night Before Christmas to them. I think I've got to find that story and read it to them. All right. So I'm going to start here with these little things with some paint. They're all bunched at the bottom. Oh, that sounds like a mistake I would make. Well, you know what? If you sit in the room and squint your eyes, you can't you can't tell at all. It just looks wonderful. That's what I do because I like you, I'm very particular about any job I do, and I always find fault with it. So I go, nope, just sit back, squint your eyes. You will never know. There you go. Because I'm so proud of you for doing it, hon. It gets harder and harder. It's one job I've never enjoyed. Some people love decorating a tree. I hate it. And I don't just hate putting the lights on, I hate all of it. And when I had kids and stuff, I would try to talk anybody else into, hey, don't you want to decorate the tree? It's so much fun. Do a little bit of Tom Sawyering on that one. And but no, they were too smart. They were like, no, we don't want to do it. And I used to have two Christmas trees, one in the living room, one in the family room, until I realized I didn't even like decorating one, much less two. But my Mark is kind of a bah humbug. So if the tree's going to be decorated, it's got to be me. So, and I understand he's kind enough to decorate the outside of the house for me. So I'm very grateful. Well, and he has put things up that need to go up high inside the house. So I can't complain. I can't, but don't tell him that because then he'll get a big head. But oh, I love these little blue stars. They are so cute. So now I want to make a lot more of these. And it's just the same thing. You start with a paper square, you fold it in half, long ways, then fold it in half so it makes a perfect square. And you, um, then you cut up each side, top and bottom. You make a little cut, and that way, oh, and don't forget to fold it so it makes a crease out. Because, like, if this were a whole square, you crease it this way, each diagonal, as well as in the half and in that way. So, but you can actually easily find this on the internet or look back at one of my shows. You can make them with regular paper, but I like using cardstock because it just tends to hold up just a wee bit better. So now what I'm going to do is I want to change blues. I'm going to come over here and kind of mix the two a little bit together and start the lighter blue. Um, but I use tacky glue when I glue these. Use a stronger glue than school glue, because when you have to fold back the diagonal corners, you need a strong glue that'll grab it and hold it. And even with that, I had to hold the seam just for until the glue really grabbed. All right. But this is kind of fun. And I know, you're pretty much watching paint dry, but these are some of the things I had to do. And I wanted to make sure that I just touch base with everybody and wish them a very happy holiday, whatever holiday you aspire to, or even if you don't, really have one. Just want to wish good things. I really want this country to calm down and come back together and put their kindness back in place, because it's sorely missing. And it makes me sad that we aren't as kind and gentle as we used to be. Oh, good. Marcia's turning on her tree lights. Aw. Isn't that recliner nice when you've been working? I tell you the truth. I tell you. I enjoyed my Sunday in it. And then let me see. What have so Sunday I took it easy. I was on the computer a bit to make sure I let y'all know, because I feel so bad when I cancel on the day of something. And I've got to get better at canceling, but I keep thinking, I'll feel better. I'll feel better. And then by the time I think, you know what? I need to let them know that I'm not feeling good enough. And then by that time, I feel like it's kind of late. And that's not nice either. But I always want to be here, and I'm sorry when I feel just too bad to be able to handle it. So, all right. So now I'm gonna let those. I'm gonna come back over here and scrape off. Normally, I would have a pot of water and I would rinse off my brush. But I'm going to be going back and forth so much. I'm not worried. Now I want to make up. There was enough blue. This will be a pretty silver and blue star. Oh, that's pretty. I hope it'll last that color mix will last the whole star. Wow. I guess that's why normally I would rinse my brushes in between. But I'm impatient. Christmas is coming and I've got things to do. I was supposed to be baking this week, but I haven't felt like it yet. Luckily, I only have to have my baked goods ready, I guess, when my son comes. But I was going to take my granddaughter can't have wheat products. She's celiac, and my grandson can have them, but my daughter can't have dairy. And everything I make has dairy in it. And that's frustrating. I feel sad. But you know what? She's an excellent cook, and she has found a way to make all of her favorite things without dairy. So she's a very talented girl. All right, now I think I'm going to go with another silver. And usually by the time I finish the last one, I can come back and, oh, I know. Don't you love the reclining couches? Aw. Oh, I love that, Diana. That's Mark and I. And I'm usually checking emails or doing a craft. He's usually checking YouTube videos, and we watch TV. Oh man, let me tell you, we watched the last ever Crown, the last couple episodes of The Crown the other day. We were both in tears. The way the very last episode was handled was absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone. But if you've been watching The Crown, you're definitely going to want to finish out the series. And because, sometimes when I'm watching The Crown, I get mad and I fuss at them on TV and that's not fair and all of this. But, and Mark's like, hon, I know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But the way they ended the series, I mean, we boohooed. That was very, very, very touching. All right, I have one left of these puppies. I might wait to do that. Now, what color am I going to want to make these? All these decisions. You love the stars? Oh, good, sweetie. I actually, well, what happened? Aw, oh, that's cute. Marcia. Is that Mary? Oh, that's so cute. Both of y'all. All right. I might, I'm going to pick something very different for this one. This time I'm going to try to get the brush a little cleaner. Boy, that blue, it shows you that blue pigment is much stronger. Let me see. I might do a pink if I can get the paint open. Oh, yay. And this one, I don't even have to pull out the stopper. I'm only going to put a little bit of paint because I might not make too many paints. All right. Oh, that's sweet. I love these metallic. They're just acrylic paints. And I bought them as a set of, I don't know, maybe 18 or 24. And I have used these well for all kinds of things. Okay. But I just thought we'll meet and we'll just do things that I'll work on stuff. I was hoping that if y'all had to work on something, feel free to. And that I would just finish up some of the things that I haven't finished yet. But I'm pretty tickled, except the only thing I have left to decorate is my tree. I even made a wreath for the door down here. So I'm pretty proud of that. All right, so now let me check. Aha, it is dry. All right, so now let me get this pink off really good. I do have a second brush, but I'm saving it for the bigger ones. All right, so now I'm going to take the dark blue and do the other side. I love that the acrylic sealer dries so fast. This acrylic paint dries so fast. I'm not much into oils. I don't have the patience for that. So, But what other? Okay, so we've got Diane who's been baking. Anybody else doing anything interesting? Anybody crocheting or knitting something for Christmas? And whatever holiday you have, the one thing I love is everybody's choice for religion, for holidays, for beliefs, and we're all welcome at this table. That is for sure. We're all welcome. And I'm sure, like all of you, I want the wars and the fighting to stop and people just to appreciate this beautiful life that we have together. So Lisa's crocheting a poinsettia. Ooh, that sounds wonderful. Hi, Denise. She's doing an oil koi pond. Oh, we're going to have pictures of that. Yay. Mary turned the lights on. Yay. She got a workout just doing that. I know how you're feeling, Miss Mary. Whoops. I just painted that one. Here's the other one that's dry. And for people that are coming in late, I had things to do and I said, well, we'll just all work on whatever we are working on. So far as what to I love the idea of Lisa's poinsettia throw and um oh, and Lisa, right after Christmas, I've got to start cutting my fabric. So Lisa's already cut her fabric for the class. But I am just concentrating on one thing at a time. So, and the only thing more exciting than y'all watching me paint would be to watch me cut out fabric. Oh, that'd be a snoozer. Okay. This is the first star that I painted the lighter blue. Let's see. Oh, hi, Betty. She is sewing applique trees on placemats. Oh, yeah. Send me pictures. We always look for new ways to do old things, tricks, and stuff from the past. Okay, let me bring over some of this light blue and kind of mix it in with what was on my brush because I'd like the back side of this star to be close to the same as the front side. I'm trying to think of what else. So we watched The Crown. That was so good. And we watched a that show about the English vet on PBS, All Creatures Great and Small, something like that. And that was so good. I'm trying to think of what else we've seen. I've been trying to watch Cary Grant movies. We saw There's Always Room or something like that, where his wife took in foster children and he grumbled but went along with all of it. That was a great movie. Loved that. Okay, so now there's that light one. Um I'm looking up to see if anybody. Oh, the blues are stunning. Well, thank you, Miss Marcia. Blues are my signature color. Blue is my favorite color. I love it, but only on certain things. Like I painted my house and kitchen cabinets sage green because I don't know. I Although I have seen some houses lately that were like a navy blue with a sharp white trim, and I thought that was gorgeous. I never thought of putting blue on something big and especially something in the sun because I was always taught that it was the most volatile color, meaning that it was the less stable. It would fade more, things like that. But I tell you what, seeing some of these blues on these houses, amazing. Oh, what kind of gift? Oh, Marcia got a quilt gift, honey. That's wonderful. Oh, and another thing to tell you. I wanted the color to be really pretty on these, and I noticed with my last one, it seemed to take more than one coat to try to get a good color. So after I made these, I took white paint, white acrylic, and I painted them all with white acrylic. And that way it seals the cardstock, the paper, so that then when you put the more expensive colors on, they show up better and it goes farther. It's not absorbed quite as quickly. So, uh, anyway, but I wish all of you a wonderful holiday season, and I wish you all a great, great new year and wonderful things ahead. I want you to have the best year. So, let's see. Okay, so gotten those. I'm gonna let this pink. Oh, what color do I want to do this star? I think I'm going to mix the blues together with some silver and see what I get. And I have before painted one a pearl white, but it just didn't show up good enough. So I've found that by painting them a bold enough color, it's usually a better idea. Painting to me is very soothing. It's kind of, you're just working to make sure that the paint is put on smoothly without too many streaks, and that's very relaxing. And to keep it off your shirt you're wearing, earlier today when I was painting the stars white, I got all these little spatter marks on my shirt. And luckily, I knew while I'm crafting, I don't wear nice clothes because I can't be trusted. I get paint everywhere, I get glue everywhere. So I really enjoy what I do, and it shows because I wear it around on me forever. So, anybody asking for anything special for the holidays? Any, like I'm asking Santa for a cordless iron. Cannot wait. Now I'm going to rub this off while that one's drying. And then I'm going to finish the pink on that little star. Oh my goodness. I need to get another paper towel. This blue paint is not drying that fast and it gets on me. Okay, let's see. There you go. Yeah, ask for it. You have a dozen acrylic iridescent stars. That sounds wonderful. Oh, wow, Lisa. That, yes, that's, and you know what? That is a very beautiful, but it can be a harsh landscape too, with a lot of rain. Oh, it's beautiful though. My goodness. I would love to live in England, but Mark tells me, Deb, you wouldn't be able to handle all the rain. And I know that he's true, but oh, it's so pretty. All the shows I watch. Even as a child, I loved the Bronte sisters, and I used to watch all of the movies that came from their books. Oh, I loved it. Okay. All right. So now that's done. Now, I think my next small one will be an aqua green. Let's see. Oh, the lights, those iridescent stars. Oh, I wonder if they're like the oh, that's right. All I have to do is squeeze this one. The first batch I got, I poked a hole in the label on the top because it is nice to try to keep the paints as sealed as possible. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, that's really pretty. It's kind of a teal color, green or blue, green and blue. See, if I could get somebody to clean my house, I would just do this stuff all day long. I love crafting. It is so much fun. And it's funny when you're a kid and you have to stop crafting to do whatever. And you're like, one day I'm going to do this all I want. And then you go up and realize you've got to take care of cleaning the house and paying the bills. And, it's like always something. It's like, that's not fair. Like my kids say, adulting can be really hard. Oh, oh, the Nutcracker Ballet's wonderful. Oh, wow. Oh, you're getting a Le Creuset pot and a set of oil paint sticks, Denise. Wonderful. Ah. Oh, that's wonderful, Diane, to have your son right there to help. Oh, and it makes it more fun. I think one of the things about decorating the tree is, when I had the kids around and they got all excited and we would go out to the Christmas tree farm and cut our own tree. And, I miss that. If I do it and it's just me, it's just not the same. But the nice part is when the kids do come for a visit, they love looking to see all of the ornaments they remember as children. So that part's right nice. This is a beautiful color star. I know it's not very geologically correct, but I don't care. That is just too pretty. Oh, I've been watching Last Homely House East of the Sea, and our Kate, besides getting a pond this year, is getting a cabin, a little one room cabin shed thingy out by it. And oh, it's really, really going to be so nice. And she loves to watch the wildlife. So I'm so excited for her to get that. And let me rub the brush off. I just noticed one thing. Mm, okay. I noticed a couple little gaps in the paint. So I need to put fill in those little gaps because that was very noticeable. Look, here's another one. Let me. It's where the glue didn't stick good, and it's just a little hint of it popped open. But if I don't handle it now, I might forget to glue it back, and it shows. So that helped. Okay. All right. So now I can get these out of the way. And I'm going to end up putting little ties, hanging ties on them. And oh, I bet you I can. Yep, I can finish this one. I'm going to put hanging ties on these, and I might hang them from the mantle. I might hang them from the tree. I've got a good number I'm going to give as gifts. But I like making something like this. But in fact, when my daughter, since my daughter came down from Maryland, y'all were so sweet. She said that somebody said, "Are you the sheep daughter?" And it's like, oh, she was so tickled. Oh, and remember the little sheep I made out of the pom poms and the googly eyes? She loved it. Loved it. So she said the googly eyes made it. But so when she came down, we exchanged gifts. And where was I going with this? Oh, so when I handed her her star, her big paper star, she was shocked it wasn't metal. She thought it was metal. And I said, "Nope, just cardstock." Oh, it's they they said, "Where do you come up with all these ideas?" I said, "I spend a lot of time looking on the computer." There are a lot of wonderful, imaginative people out there, and I appreciate it. I wish that I had the kind of brain that thought these things up, but I'm more of a copycat than an idea person. All right. So I'm getting these done really fast with you here keeping me company. That's awfully nice. Oh, that is going to be so nice. A pom pom tree. I don't know. My aunt one time made us a pom pom wreath, and she would take like a circle, put some stuffing in it, tighten it down with a twist tie, and she put them on the wreaths. So it was all fabric pom poms, and that was a beautiful thing. When you think about how many different fabric pom poms she had to make, and it was done like a scrappy quilt. And it was given to my mother, but she thought it was too rustic. I'll put it that way. She thought it was too rustic for her decor. Asked me if I wanted it, and I said absolutely, because that's the kind of stuff I love is getting something that someone took the time to make. How lucky. So I gladly took it, and I think I've passed it down to one of my daughters. I'm trying to remember, but I used it for years. That when you're painting these, try to keep your hand that's holding it very still, because the more you move it around, even if the paint is to the tacky stage, which means it's kind of dry, but it's the moving the hand around to re-grab it, um, or grabbing it roughly, that will cause the problem. So you're just very delicate with newly painted items. That's one thing I love about these silicone worksheets too, is that makes it easy just to pick up the corners of it and move all the items, because it really doesn't stick on them. Okay, well, this is really pretty. All right, it's looking pretty good. So now gently lay it down. And I always check my hand because it feels a little bit tacky, but when I look under, I don't see any stickiness under there. Okay, now I'm going to make a big change in the color. I don't think I've ever even used this color before. Uh-oh. Oh no, Mary. Okay, I am going to have to take... All right. I'm going to put it right here in the same color that was left on this. And just don't forget, the best thing to put that thing back in there is to cover it with a paper towel, because it will do a little splatter. In fact, look. Oh no, I did get some on my shirt. Oh no. This is my best Christmas shirt. Let me get this off real quick. Because once that acrylic dries, it's there. Oh boy. You can't take me anywhere, ladies. I should have put it. I need to get a work apron. I think that's what Kate from Last Homely House has. She always works with a work apron on. And that's smart. That is smart. Just happened to look down and there it did splatter. Well, I'll see what I can do. I tried to wash it off the best I could. I'll just have to see. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a good color or not, but it's worth a try just to have something different. I'm thinking that once these are all painted, I might go over them with um, some acrylic sealer. My, was it double or triple thick sealer? Because I want to give these enough stiffness that I can save them over to the next year. Because I'd rather not have to do this every year. But if I'm not careful in how I pack them in the attic, they're either going to come apart or they'll be smashed. So I'd like to seal them. But this is something different. That's so neat, Denise. You have a tree from 30 years ago. Oh, I look back at some of the pictures from our childhood, and those early trees didn't have a lot of branches. Now they're all specially grown and trimmed to have the perfect shape. And, we used to have such big ornaments and the light bulbs, those C bulbs, I think they were called, and they help fill in the space. And now I know why tinsel was so important, because you tried to fill in all the gaps where it didn't have a lot of big branches. But we loved those trees. Oh, even if you don't celebrate the holiday, a tree is something special. And the Germans, I think, were the first ones that started bringing a tree into their home. Mark took his brothers when he was about 16. He took his brothers to go to the woods and cut down their own Christmas tree. He ended up bringing a 24-foot tree back home. They had to hack it, part of it off to get it, even though they had a cathedral ceiling, they had to hack part of it off to get it in there. And then his dad had to go buy a whole bunch more lights and ornaments because they had never had a tree nearly that big. But what a wonderful memory that must have been. He said they had to wire it to the wall because they were so afraid if it fell, since it was so tall. And they never did it again. But he said that year was very special with that giant tree. I love stories like that. I remember not having the money to go out, be able to go out, first married, not have the money to go out and buy um, all the ornaments. So making the paper, construction paper garland, the ring garland. And oh, yes, I remember all of that. Making crafts, ornaments to fill up that tree. My daughter was so sweet. She said, Mom, I might have to get another tree to fill up for all of the ornaments you make. I said, Well, you don't have to keep them all. Oh, so that's kind of interesting. It's a little dark. You know what I might do? Let me try something here. Let me try something. Let me try this. Since it's dark, I'm worried it won't shine quite enough. So let me put a little gold in it and see what will happen. I think it'll brighten it up quite a bit, a little more reflective. Yeah, I think that's going to look really pretty. Don't ever be afraid of changing something that doesn't quite look right to you. my other daughter Becky, took doilies and made them into folded snowflakes. They were beautiful. I'll let these paints dry at least overnight before I add any sealer because I want to make sure to let the moisture completely evaporate out of these so that I don't just trap it in with the triple thick. Whoops. I'm going to have to switch over after I finish putting this lighter color on this. I'm going to switch on over and do some of the air dry clay because I just realized it's already 8:30. I had no idea time would fly this fast. That's why I'm shocked. No, November 12th. Good. Thank you, Betty. Because they really are pretty. And you can decorate them. You can put um you can put glitter, you can put sticky pearls like sticky half pearls or sticky rhinestones. Um I'm going to put some fake greenery and a bow. I might even put some bells on them. But this is much prettier with, whoops, not too much straight gold. This is much prettier highlighting it with the gold. It really brings out a shimmer that wasn't there. So, all right. So here, I think this is a lot prettier. What do y'all think? All right. So now I'm going to get this out of the way. Want to make sure I clean this paintbrush off. All right. And then I'll put these out of the way because, all right. All right. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yeah. All right. Mm. Now, I bet you that this clay is going to take some of the paint off my fingers, but I'm not worried about that. Yeah. This air dry clay says if you cannot put water in it, like let's say it starts to dry out, you can only add water to what you're going to finish that day. Don't try to add water to the container. Um, don't try to add water to the container to try to keep the clay soft. And I have a feeling it's because it'll get moldy. Uh-oh. Oh, but it smelled so bad. Yeah. Oh. Oh, well, that's good that y'all went to the woods. And how sweet that she tried to do that. Ah. Um, I remember when my grandmother got one of the early metal trees that then they went, oh, wait a minute, everybody was getting electrocuted. I don't know, somehow they, I don't know, they became electrified or something. And but she had one and she loved that silver tree. Okay, now what I've got right here in this little baggie is cornstarch. And it doesn't take much, but that keeps the clay from sticking when you roll it out. And it might even be good. Let me do a little bit of kneading of this. And okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to get good exercise. Let me put these snowflakes away for now. Or stars, pardon me. They're not snowflakes. All right. So you just use a tiny bit of cornstarch, and that's all it takes to keep. And this, if you happen to notice, the can is Crayola air dry clay, just because it was easy to get and inexpensive, and it gives you a whole 5 pounds for like $10. Now, the one thing, if you're going to make air dry clay ornaments, don't roll it too thin. That is always my mistake, is rolling it too thin, and then if you do that they will break more easily. And I would like to think that people can put these away. I'm going to go ahead and roll it one more time. That they could put these away and hope that they would be able to enjoy them the next year. Okay. This time I'm trying to leave it a little bit thicker. Now, if you want to get it a uniform thickness, you can do something like lay down skewers here, and that way when you roll it, the roller will keep it the skewer thickness, or any little strips of wood, or I could probably even do something like this, have ink pens, that way when I roll it, it gives it a thickness. So just be thinking about what kind, two of the same diameter will allow you to roll it very evenly. But I just roll it however I feel like. All right. So I'm going to roll it about that thick because I really want these little things to last. Now, if you can use whatever kind of cookie cutter you want, just remember that the air dry clay is a little heavier. And so if you make something, I'm going to get out my two favorite, if I can find, where's my gingerbread man? There it is. My two favorite in the bag. There's a Christmas tree one that's cute, and there is a ornament one that's so so. But here is gingerbread, and let me move this over here closer, and I'll bring you in a little bit. Okay. Well, here is my gingerbread man. Let me see, where am I going to put him? I'll put him right here. And I press this down really well. And then I will press the plunger. And that plunger then gives him the imprint that makes it so cute. And it helps you get it out. And if you worry or it feels like it's sticking, then feel free to brush it with a little bit of cornstarch. So here it is. And I like leaving this little edge around it because when you paint it white, it looks so cute in contrast to the brown body of the gingerbread man. And then here is my snowman. Then I push the plunger. The plunger also helps you to get it out. I might have, yeah, I might want to dust it with just a little bit of cornstarch. But here is the cute little snowman. And then I will let these dry about 2 days. It takes them a while to dry. I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in this and dump it into that one. Okay. But these are whatever cookie cutter you want. These make really cute little ornaments. So push this down, push the plunger to imprint it. And then the one thing you have to do before you let it dry, in fact, do it as soon as you take it out. As soon as you, whoops, now I need to come back. Okay. Soon as you take it out, then get the flat end of your skewer and make a hole. Make a hole in it so that you can put the ribbon into it. So you just press it down and kind of spin it so you make sure you've got a definite good hole there to run your ribbon in. And use, since these are small, use a small gauged ribbon or fold it in half like that. So I'm going to finish cutting these out. Then I think we're going to go and do a little show and tell because, gosh, I hope I saved them all. But there were some people that did their wonderful wreath quilts and got them finished. So this gingerbread man is my absolute favorite. It is just so cute. And I paint these when they're completely dry. I paint them and then I seal them with triple thick. So, and I paint the little indentations with black. I put red in his mouth, did his body brown, and then did this little edge white. And they came out so cute. I should have brought a finished one down with me, but and then you put the triple thick on them, and they are cute as can be. Now I'll do another snowman. There we go. And I'll put another, let me put a hole in his head for the ribbon. And when they're cut, this is a good 1/4 inch thick dough. That will be very solid, especially after you paint it and get the triple thick sealer. And when I'm saying triple thick, this is what I mean. That this triple thick, it really does help to keep it from being too fragile and breaking. Let me move these just out of the way. Okay. And so I don't want to put this back in the container if I can help it. So let me just finish rolling the dough, cutting the dough that I rolled out. Okay. Making sure it's thick enough. If not, just smush it and roll it again. One of my dogs just snored. They're so cute. Oh, oh gosh, I groomed each of the dogs because the groomer got COVID, and so I touched up the small ones, but I gave Gromit a complete groom because he doesn't like to be groomed there. He hates being away from me that long. So I groomed him. Well, it's been, there's a lot of things to do. All right. And making sure it's still thick enough. I think just two more cuts. And if you get to where you don't really have enough to roll out again, then just take and stick it in the cookie cutter form. Smash it in there. Whoops, I forgot to imprint. See, without pushing the plunger down, it doesn't imprint. So let me try this again. Oh, okay. And push the plunger. And now let me see. Did it imprint? Yes, it did. Let me put a hole in this one. And you don't oven dry these. You read the instructions for whatever air dry clay you use. These are not supposed to be done in the oven. They're supposed to just be air dried. Now, let me see. Let me put this. I want to make sure I have enough to do the snowman. But I'm hoping to make a Hershey's pound cake, and some cheese wafers and cheese logs. Oh, my family loves cheese logs. Well, the ones that can have dairy, and cheese logs and cheese wafers and peanut butter kissy cookies. We like those a lot. Okay. And then I make something that my mother called puppy tails. Some people call them like Mexican wedding cookie, which they're pretty close. They're like pecan sandies with powdered sugar on them. They're really, really good. So that's about what I make. In my heyday, I used to make a lot more, but we can't eat all that stuff. So, all right, let me quickly get that. And then, like I said, take your leftover dough. And where's my Christmas tree one? Here it is. I'll put a little bit of the cornstarch in it, and then you can just take and press it into the mold itself. I wouldn't do all of them this way because you're going to have a lot less choice of how thick it is. But when you just have all your scraps left, it's a quick and easy way to get it done. Just push it in firmly so you know that it's filled in all the space. Okay. I think that's good. Now I'm going to place it down and then push the plunger. This was hard to get out. It was so thick. Wow. Okay, so here is the Christmas tree. Got to smooth out some of the little wrinkles there and then poke a hole in here. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to get this out of the way because when we come back from show and tell, I'm going to show you the crochet work that I'm doing for my daughter. I finished my first one and gave it to my other daughter. And my daughters are knitters, so I didn't know what they were going to think. They loved what I did for Katie. Becky was like, "Yes, I'd like one of those." So I'm making her one. I had some yarn picked out for her, but you know how you pick it out in a catalog? or online, and you get it in, and it wasn't what I thought. It was it was too coarse. And I thought, ugh, I wouldn't want that against my neck. So, all right. Here I go. Oh, and I know while I'm here, I'm going to show you. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I want to show you a couple little pictures and let me get the photos. Okay. All right. Here, my daughters. Come on. All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. Here is one. This is my daughter Becky's gingerbread display. And let me find Katie's. It's so cute. And here are both my girls. They were at Becky's house. That's Becky's tree. So those are my girls. It was so fun just to have time with them and no kids, grandkids or anything because um it was just us. I felt like I had my little girls back. And this is my daughter Katie's house. And she made her own from gingerbread. We used kits. But isn't that cute? So I was really tickled with what they did. And here is my house. Well, you can't really see good, but that's my house at night. Mark did all that out exterior decorations. I made them and he hung them up there. And here's a little bit during the day. I ended up getting a Grinch, which I dearly love. So that's decorated. And I think, oh, here I am working on my gingerbread. They told me I had to do my gingerbread before I got apple pie. And I'm like, is it pie yet? Here we all three are in Becky's dining room working on our gingerbread houses. So cute, cute, cute. All right, I think that's it. Yep, that's it for me. So now let's go see what you have sent in. And hopefully I've downloaded. I really do try, but I tell you what, sometimes what can you do with me? All right, let me go into the photos. Okay, here we go. Let me get this. All right, I'm trying to think who sent. Let's see. Alberta's been working on some Christmas things for the kids. Oops, there it goes. I don't know why, but the blur wasn't working. But aren't those pretty table runners she did for her kids? I love that. Way to go, Alberta. Okay, now let's see what else we have. Betty, she's one of the ones that finished her wreath. So Betty Meisner did this. I love it. Really pretty. Let me back up just a touch. Oh, am I still? Ah, I was still on close up. That's why I had a problem with it. But way to go, Betty, getting your wreath quilt done. And then let me go here. And BB, she, oh yeah, she had the wonderful Thanksgiving cactus. Look at that. That's terrific. Let's I love the different colors she has. She grows them well. Miss Bonnie, I think she had, yes, her Christmas activities she's been working on. And she's been very, very busy. Now let me see. How do I enlarge? There we go. Isn't that cute? I love the red work Santa, or he might be in black, and then the red work up here. Look at this Christmas tree, all these wonderful blocks. Way to go, Miss Bonnie. And then here is her wonderful black work that she probably did. I think I read she did finish it to start this year's black work project. She's a busy lady. Love, love, love it. Oh, and you know what? I think she got another gift, or was this the one that um this is Anne Lewandowski sent her. Now let me see. Debbie. Oh yes, Debbie sent me new pictures, and look at her, all of her Christmas stuff on the couch. Isn't that cute? And I think she said she made this poinsettia basket. I love it. Love it, love it. And I think she's got a new, yeah, she's got her Christmas quilts up in the stairway. Isn't that pretty? I love how she has those vignettes. That is so nice. And I'm not sure what this one, but it looks, that's pretty. The stars. Okay. Oh, that's really pretty. A nice Christmas quilt. I'm so glad Debbie sent us these. They're wonderful. Oh, look at this one. What a great idea. And I love the fussy cut center to that sawtooth star. Beautiful. Okay. That is wonderful. Now let's see who's next. Whoops. No, come on. All right. Let's see. So I'm trying to think of, I hope I haven't missed you, but I'm trying to think of who sent me recent. Miss Mary finished her Christmas quilt. Look at it. Isn't that wonderful? And I love the way the color she did with the binding to really give a sharp finish. And she made her fabric bow to go on it. That is just lovely. Way to go, Miss Mary. Beautiful. Okay. I know what. I've got this turned slightly crooked, which is okay. I had that slightly crooked, which let the light irritatingly zoom on it. Okay, Melanie. I'm trying to think if she did sent anything. Oh, yes, she did. I remember now. And here is a Christmas runner that she made. It's lovely. Let's bring it a little bit bigger. I love those Christmas trees. Isn't that neat? Wonderful. And this, you know what? I think they're little race cars because it's a rectangle with little orange, I think they're like wheels. I'll have to find out. And look at this cute Mabel the chicken made out of chunky yarn. It is so cute. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing? We love that, Miss Melanie. I think those were her new ones. Yeah, pretty sure. Okay. And well, just one quick of Willow because we love Willow. Willow is the cutest thing of all. I'm trying to make the picture get bigger. Come on, picture, get bigger. Oh, there it is. There's Miss Willow playing in the snow. It takes her a while to defrost. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Now, who else? I'm trying to think for Christmas pictures. That might be it. I think. is, let me see. I think that's it for the Chris. Oh, no, 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 it's not. Oh, I apologize. Let's see. Okay, this was the back of one of her quilts. We love looking at the back because you can see the quilting pattern. And I guess, yeah, let me turn this. Is that the cutest thing? She did an outstanding job of her Christmas wreath. Wonderful, wonderful job. So I tell you, oh, and a pillow. I love that finish on a pillow so you can get the stuffing out. Look at this tree, and there are embroidered ornaments hanging off the branches. Isn't that beautiful? Way to go. I love that. Okay, let me make sure there was nothing else Christmassy left behind because I love that you ladies care so much and make so many wonderful things. I think that was it, and that was Miss Marcia Hahn. Yeah, Marcia Hahn. Um, got Mary's. Oh no, that was Miss Vicky's. I apologize. Let me do this again. I don't want to. This is Miss Vicky's. Miss Vicky's wreath quilt. Isn't that gorgeous? So way to go, Miss Vicky. And the pillow. Oh, yes, she's the one that made that gorgeous pillow with the embroidered ornaments. And the little tiny ornaments, they change shapes too and sizes. So thank you, Miss Vicky, for showing us those. Okay. So thank you so much. I know that was an abbreviated show and tell, but this is our Christmas edition. Let me get everything back on and up, and I'll show you the yarn that I got from my daughter Becky. And I always know she loves blue, and she's like me that way. And so I had bought this really wonderful ombre color changing yarn that turned out to be way too rough. Now, let me come back to y'all here. Oh, sorry about that. I hope you didn't think, oh no, she's gone again. But so I asked her, hey Becky, I showed her these yarns. They were at Michael and they were on sale. And so pretty inexpensively. Oh, the needle didn't make it down with them. So I can't, I was going to work on it, but instead I'll just show it to you. I had forgotten and left this upstairs. So I said, Mark, can you throw this down to me? And here, her yarn, it's called Loops and Thread. Loops and Threads Facet. And it is so pretty. It has a metallic luster. Oh, yes, I did make my pen. If y'all are asking me, thank you. It's ruched fabric. I'll show it to you close in a moment. But this is called Facets, and it's sold at Michael's. They still had a good supply in. It comes in like 10 different colorways. Hers is, it's this yarn has pewter, gold, teal, green, olive green. It is gorgeous. And let me see if you can see just some of the color changes. It's absolutely beautiful. So I was talking to my daughters and I said, scarves, the older I get, the more scarves get on my nerves. And my daughter said, yeah, because they come loose and fall and, don't stay tight or where they're supposed to be. And I said, yeah, they catch on things like the door handles. And so I'm making this a cowl. And when I finished my other daughters and did the special finish top and bottom, it really worked because you can bring it up. It'll be this tall. This is only a little less than halfway made, and you'll be able to bring it up over your nose and protect your face in the cold weather. So this pattern, you can look it up. The pattern is free, and there's even a YouTube video. And I think it's by Craftsy something. I've quite kind of forgotten a little bit, but it is called hmm, Sugar Plum Sugar Plum Cowl. Look up those words and see if you can find it. Sugar Plum Cowl. And I love that pattern. And by the time I'm done, I will have made 3 of them. So, and it goes together, it's crochet, goes together pretty fast. My third pattern that I followed, and I found it with between watching the video and reading it and learning it, it worked. So, ah, oh, I can tell you, I got this on sale from Michael's, and I went to the store. I did the thing where you order it online and go pick it up. The two skeins of yarn were $10. It was $4 and 70 some cents a skein by the time I got the sale. That to me is such a good deal. And it's going to take just a little bit over like 1 1/3 skein to finish it. So I thought that was very reasonable, and it's so soft. It's acrylic, but it's very, very, very soft. And it's I love it. I love it. And the luster, the metallic luster on it is just, I don't know how they do it, but it's just got a soft luster to it, and it's so soft. So, and like I said, it comes in like 10 different colorways, and they're all lovely. So I highly recommend it. It worked good for me. All right. I think I think we've about wrapped up. So thank you for spending this time. Oh, Lordy, that's expensive at a yarn shop. And I like to support yarn shops and quilt shops and stuff, but sometimes, especially with the prices being so high lately, you got to do what you got to do. And so I know she's going to enjoy it. All right, sweeties. Thank you for spending this time with me tonight. And I will be back at some point. I'll put a placeholder, and I'll probably be back the Sunday. I wish I had a calendar down here. Probably New Year's Eve. I think that's when I'm planning on coming back. New Year's Eve, I will be here. So, and then I'll have lots of pictures of my grandson's visit and Christmas Day and all that. And I hope that you send me pictures of your holidays, whoops, and put my glasses on, our time. Bonnie's back. Our time to quilt at TWC, whoops, no, C.com. So I don't do anything New Year's Eve. Um, and if you're not busy doing stuff New Year's Eve, let's get back together then and have some fun. So thank you for spending this time with me. I want to tell you how much you mean to me. When every time it gets to this time of year, I'm so grateful for my blessings, and you are part of my blessings. This channel is part of my blessings. You are my virtual friendship group. You're my virtual quilt and craft bee, and I love you bunches. And do something really special for yourself in this next week until we get together. I will be thinking of you very much, and can't wait until all this rush is over and we have time to get back to just being us. So thank you from my heart. Mark thanks you too. And it's been another wonderful year. And y'all are the best. Okay. Take good care. Take good care of yourself. We don't want you getting sick after for the new year. Okay. See you later, everyone. You're the best. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy whatever you like to celebrate. Bye bye, everyone.